On today's show, Alex Sarr has officially broken out in year number 2, but it's even better than you imagine. We give you the numbers in detail exactly how it's happened on today's Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
DC family, you are locked on to the Washington Wizards, where you're part of our family. We thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every single day. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team, free and available every single day. And today's episode is, of course, brought to you by FanDuel. The last call for football is now on FanDuel, and if you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Alongside the DC Sports content creating Sophomore Abdullah Ayubi, I'm Ben Strober, and I cover the Washington Wizards for Roundtable.io. AB, before I introduce you, I got to ask you a serious question, actually. Why did you say that Pizza Bullies is the best pizza? Can you answer that question?
Okay, so
AB tweeted this out for everyone that's listening.
Honestly, there are times, guys, where I just say random things once it happens to me. So, like, recency bias, I was very hungry, was shoveling ice in front of the family business, and we got Pizza Bullies, and I was like, F it, man, this is the best pizza I've ever had. So I would say at the time, but I'm going to be honest, Ben, like, I saw some names that were thrown out there. I haven't tried it, and growing up, I've only accustomed to Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Domino's, so I have to broaden my horizons. I'm sorry about that.
you only have ate like the worst pizza
so
that exists.
Let me know some other pizza places. I gotta write this down.
Go to a real pizza. Like get New Haven style pizza. Get a New York style pizza, for God's sakes. Like get Lido pizza if you're gonna get something local. I worked at Lido. I'm biased. I love Lido pizza, but even that's way better than the other places you just mentioned. So you gotta get out there and try some real pizza. I'm sure DC has some spots that are much better than the places you just mentioned. So
yeah, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I didn't think it was that deep.
we'll make it happen. On today's show, something that won't offend you is Alex Sarr's numbers in year number 2 and how much better they are than year number 1. We detail how exactly Alex Sarr broke out. Then we talk about Jamir Watkins. He's been impactful every time he's touched the floor. What's his future look like here? What's his role going to be the rest of the year and then in the future? And then finally it happened, AB. Giannis Antetokounmpo finally asked for a trade. I don't know what took this long, but he asked for one, so maybe we should talk about that. That's just something we should throw out there. But let's start with Alex Sarr because that's the main focal point of the video today. I wrote an article for Roundtable.io. You can go check it out. I will link that below as well. Sarr, as we mentioned yesterday, a far from complete product, but he's still creating this dynamic impact for this Washington Wizards team every single night. And when they took him at 19 years old, you saw those flashes. You hoped to see that. Washington had hoped to see a lot of the things they saw from Sarr in year number 1, but there were still plenty of questions about his game. His shot diet was pretty questionable. Easy looks at the rim were becoming heavily contested shots fading away from the basket. And some people even questioned his motor and his physicality. And I think those were fair assessments of Sarr at the time. And there was definitely questions that existed then, and I think some questions still exist now. But if you just look year over year and what you're getting from Alex Sarr in terms of his shot diet, it's unbelievable. Because as a 20-year-old player, now here in year number 2, he's already taken 223 shots from less than 5 feet from the rim in 36 games played. In 2024, as a 19-year-old player, he only took 231 in the entire season from less than 5 feet, and that was in a 67-game sample size. So if you just look at the detail, he has put an emphasis on his game to live around the rim, and that's why he's been that much better. His field goal percentage from shots less than 5 feet away went from 60% up to nearly 70% this year. So he's improved the amount of touches he's taken right by the rim, and he's getting more efficient at scoring those buckets. I know last night at 11 for 29 shooting, that's not the most efficient night. That's why he still has a ways to go. But he's making those improvements. That's why it's going to be scary 3 to 4 years from now.
Ben, I don't care if it's inefficient. If he's taking that many shots, so be it. I want you to go out there and be aggressive. And it's Alex Sarr taking these shots. It's not like before during the season where we were saying we don't want to see the vets in McCollum and Middleton take a lot of these shots. And we saw that a little early on from McCollum, for Alex, Trey Johnson, any of these young guys. Take those shots because we want to see you be aggressive. And we understand when you're that aggressive, inefficiency is a problem that you might deal with, but however, you'll learn from it. Imagine this form of Alex Sarr once he has a pure point guard, Trae Young, when healthy. He's going to look so much more better. The lob threat, I think I've gotten to the point, Ben, where I think Alex, after seeing these performances, he's going to be the one to benefit the most from playing alongside Trae. And right now, Ben, what other centers, young centers in the NBA, are you taking over Alex? There's a handful. You can bring up Wemby, Şengün, Chet Holmgren, and there's probably going to be a point where we're going to be debating between him and Chet. But Alex Sarr's ability, 6 blocks. He just tied a career high. Defensively, he's already there. He's going to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate for many years to come. Offensively, once he understands how to be more smooth with his game, maybe the jump shot from the outside will get better. The sky's the limit for this kid.
I'm just looking at the numbers. Evan Mobley has honestly put up similar numbers. He's at a rebound and a half more per game than Sarr. 4 assists per game for Mobley this season. What is Sarr at here? Rebound per game. Not rebounds, assists. 2.8. Okay, so Mobley's still a bit better passer as it stands right now, but I think Sarr has some interesting capabilities as a passer. And I think Mobley was the comp that a lot of people gave to him after year number 1, saying, you just hope he can be as good as Evan Mobley has been for Cleveland now for a few years. And I think Sarr's already pretty close to Evan Mobley's level, and now we should be aiming for higher than that. This is a really interesting situation that you have developing with Sarr because, AB, I think you and I expected him to be pretty good this year. I expected him to be better than he was in his rookie season, but he has blown me away and how much better that's been. And the other thing that stands out to me is the way he impacts the team in the games they actually win. So Washington's won 11 games this year, and he's played in 9 of those. In those wins, he's averaging 20.6 points per game, 3-point percentage up to 38% on those nights, 8.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and only turning the ball over about 1 time, 3.8 blocks per game in wins.
I was going to say, Ben, sorry to cut you off real quick, going to blocks. Yesterday against the Trailblazers, shout out to Tony Massenberg, he noticed that one of the Trailblazer players, I forgot which one, on a fast break was supposed to go up for a reverse layup, but literally couldn't because Alex Sarr was right there. Small things like that. After a 6-block game, that's going to get in the opponents' heads where it's like, we can't go up easily. We're going to get blocked. Donovan Clinton, I understand he had 20 rebounds, but there were times where Alex Sarr said, give me that. And I think the ability that to be so disciplined to not jump for every pump fake, at such a young age, Ben, and Evan Mobley's awesome, but did we see this jump in year 2 for him? Not comparing. I don't want us to compare the two. I want Alex Sarr to be the greatest to ever play. I really think, genuinely, Ben, have we seen a jump like this from year 1 to year 2 for such a Wizards prospect? I'm so excited for his future here in Washington. I generally wonder if there's a possibility where I don't want to say MVP talks, but he's going to be really good for years to come, Ben. And I just don't know what his ceiling is, but from where he's at right now, it's truly remarkable.
It is. I'd have to do further research to really indicate where it is in terms of his production jump from year 1 to year 2, but here are the numbers for you. 13 points per game in his rookie season, 17.7 in his sophomore campaign. Field goal percentage was under 40 as a 7-footer in his rookie season. That's not good. Right now, he's at 49.8, so just below 50%. And there's a lot of room for him to grow. 3-point percentage is up from 30.8% to 34.3%. Free throw percentage up to 71 from 67.9%. His rebound total is up 1 per game. His block total went up from 1.5 to 2.2. That's second best in the NBA right now behind Victor Wembanyama. There's a legitimate case. This is one of the more impressive jumps that we've seen in recent years, especially for a Wizards player by any means. And honestly, Alex Sarr could honestly deserve recognition as one of the most improved players in the NBA
I think he should, Ben. I know it's not going to happen because Denny's probably going to win it. I know Denny fans, I'm giving you credit here. But is there a possibility when if he has another amazing jump next year, that he could win it, or not really?
I think absolutely. I think next year could be the year where he's in serious consideration, because if he's doing this in year number 2, I think there's going to be expectations that he's even better in your number 3, and I think he might start to actually get that national attention that, as Wizards fans, we want to see our players get. You want to see a guy like Alex Sarr, who's played this well, get the credit, deservingly so, because it's flown under the radar. And even like, man, this really pissed me off the other day when the Wizards and Hornets played and they moved the game up because of the snow, and then Inside the NBA, like, I love that show. It's hilarious. And
I know what you're about to say.
They have to be funny. I get that. Those dudes are hilarious. Shaq and Charles Barkley, Ernie, like, phenomenal show. I'm not trying to like say anything about those guys, but them making the comment saying if you were watching the Wizards and the Hornets, you clearly had nothing to do. Shouldn't the NBA promote its product in a better way? Like, why are you clowning people for watching a game? Like, first of all, it's disrespectful for the two teams playing that are trying to establish a young core, a young identity. And then it's just a slap in the face to the fans of these teams, like you guys listening right now, that watch this channel every day because of how much you support the Washington Wizards and how interested you are in them. I think it was very uncool of Charles Barkley to make that comment.
He's not hip, Ben, to the Hornets-Wizards beef. I think it was crazy. And Kevin Durant sticking up for both teams, saying who laughed. DMV legend right there. I love it, KD.
I mean, KD made some whack comments about Wizards fans, honestly, years ago, but that was cool of him. He does still rep the DMV. I don't know why he never ever wanted to play here, but it's fine. I'm over it. Like, KD is KD. He's cool, but KD's a GOAT. So that's all I got for that. All right, when we come back, Jamir Watkins locked down in the final possession of yesterday's game. I want to talk about what his impact will look like going forward when we're back here.
I carry a lot of responsibility in my household. If something happened to me, there would be serious consequences. We have a mortgage. We got tuition. We got everyday bills. Those aren't going anywhere if something happens to me. And I know that's an overwhelming feeling, but I'm taking steps to protect my family by getting life insurance through Ethos. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast, easy, and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. And as of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 3,000 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/lockdownnba. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get your free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/lockdownnba. That's ethos.com/lockdownnba. Ethos.com/lockdownnba. Application times and rates may vary.
The NBA trade deadline is basically here, and we want to give you a free month of our new Everydayer Club to help you get ready. If you need a group chat to keep up with the chaos, then join ours. The Everydayer Club gets you access to a group chat on Discord for just Wizards fans, plus national chats where you can hang out with fans across the league. I'll be in there. AB will hang out in there. So come join us. It's a blast, man. You can also get ad-free versions of the show if you sign up by the trade deadline on February 5th. Use code DEADLINE to get your first month free. Tap the link in the show notes to learn more about this. AB, Jamir Watkins, when Keefe subbed him into the game in those final seconds there, when the team knows it needs to stop to get the win in that one, I was like, okay, I like that we're going all in to win this game right here, because I think at times this year there have been situations where Keefe could have made substitutions that would have been better defensively for what they were trying to do, and they took Bub Carrington off the floor to put Watkins on the floor in that situation. And no knock on Bub here, but he's clearly not a great defender at this point. He has a lot of work to do from that realm. And Jamir Watkins already looks like a great defender for this Wizards team. And Shadon Sharp, who could not miss yesterday, he was very tough for this Washington team to stop. He puts him on that assignment, and he gets to stop to win the game. And then you just see this vision with Watkins and say, we really have a guy where if you need a stop, he's your man to go get you one. To have him and Bilal on this team, those are two guys you can look to be your defensive stoppers. I think that's a really interesting dynamic that's going to be meaningful for this team trying to play with a defensive identity going forward. I know a lot of people don't even like to hear about defense right now, AB, because the defense hasn't been good for Washington most of the year. But yesterday was the game they won because of their defense locking down, especially in that final quarter. They got the stops they needed, and Watkins was a big reason why. He just produces every time he's out there.
Ben, I'll say one thing. I'm at the point right now with Jamir where I don't even want to see him play for the Capital Go-Go anymore. I just want to see him play at every single Wizards game moving forward. Hopefully more in the second half of the season where this team obviously is going to try not to win too many games. Jamir's game defensively, just that pickpocketing Denny early on in the game, it just sets the tone. And a second-round pick from Florida State, honestly didn't think much of him because the offensive side of his game was definitely raw. Knew defensively he could definitely be a beast, but we saw flashes in the summer league. We just didn't know if he was going to get any minutes in this Wizards season with a stacked wing group. And man, he is taking advantage of his opportunities here. I can't wait for him when he develops that offense again. I'm not even saying average 15 points a game. If he can give you 9 to 10 points with his defensive prowess, I think he can be a really solid piece. And I said it yesterday in the live stream, but it was Shaedon Sharpe. And then there's been moments where Brian Keefe doesn't play Jamir Watkins for a couple games and says, hey, go in there and guard Donovan Mitchell. Go in there and guard James Harden. Having so much trust in your young guy, a second-round pick, it just goes to show they have so much confidence in this kid. And I think he could be a vital piece moving forward. I want to say, though, Ben, if Bilal, and God bless him, but if he can stay healthy, Jamir Watkins is right there. And you can make an argument that they both have the same offensive upside because, let's be honest, Jamir's going out there and he's playing. Still got to see more from Bilal. Defensively, they're really good. You can obviously say that Bilal is a better defender, but with Jamir, 5 steals, what he's doing out there as a rookie, you just can't look away because at an age where, he's 24, right, Ben? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's 24.
So that's not even, he fits the timeline as well. And I hope he will be a solid piece here. And it's just going to be fun to see him grow as a defender here in DC, Ben.
I think you need to keep him and Bilal. I think having both those guys, because of what they are defensively, is massively important for what you try to do. And I think I've seen the comments, comparisons saying, like, Watkins can be our Lou Dort. And obviously that's pretty wishful thinking. I don't know if he's going to shoot the basketball well enough to be that way because he hasn't been great shooting the basketball. But for Watkins, when you just look at, so he's played in 20 games this season for the Wizards, and you cap out at 50 on a standard two-way contract. So I think after the All-Star break, there's 39 games left in the season. No, less than that. I think there's only 39 left right now.
I used to think, I don't know why, that it was a halfway
There's only
point.
29 left. There's only 29 left after the All-Star break.
Gotcha.
So theoretically, you could see Watkins play in the majority of the rest of the games here because the Wizards are we 11-34 now?
Yes.
11-34. Okay, so they've played 45 games. I don't even do the math, but he can play in like the majority of the rest of the games here, and I think that should be the expectation. Give him the opportunity to get those minutes. And you brought up the point like about offensive upside, but I think Bilal still absolutely has a lot more upside offensively because of like his athleticism. Even though Jamir Watkins is a great athlete, and I'll give him that, I think Bilal has a lot more tools that could be impactful offensively. Like I don't think Jamir Watkins is taking it, ripping through the middle of the court and getting a foot in the lane and dunking on someone's head. Like that's something we've seen Bilal do kind of seldomly, but he's done it. I don't think Watkins will be that kind of player, even though he's got some bunnies. He can get up there. But I want both of those guys around for the defensive ability. It's going to be interesting to see how they manage that and like what the role would look like for each of those guys.
It does make me wonder if they move on from Middleton buying him out or trade Marvin Bagley. Jamir Watkins, I know they just signed Scalab this year to a 10-day, but Jamir Watkins is a guy that definitely will step up and get many minutes. And I'm at the point, Ben, where I want him to at least play 15 minutes a game. I know against the Trailblazers he played 12. But I just love, Ben, I'll say it again, that the coaching staff has that much confidence to say, Shaedon Sharpe's having a 30-point game, go out there and win us that game. I love it, Ben.
It was awesome. I love to see them prioritizing that specific moment to go out there and lock up a win. You don't want to get to that double-digit losing streak mark. You want to see your young guys get a win that they deserved. And although they were out-rebounded, but they matched up pretty well physically yesterday, I thought, with Portland. And it was great to see them come away with the win. All right, when we come back, his name is swirled in trade talks for so long. Not with the Wizards, but we can put a Wizards twist on this. Giannis finally requested a trade. I don't know why it took this long, but it finally happened, so we have to talk about it. We'll be back. It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially comes to a close. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel's making sure you're right in the middle of it with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite or riding with the underdog or building one last same-game parlay, this is the game everyone's been waiting for. This is where predictions turn into plays, stats turn into storylines, and every snap feels bigger. It's the perfect way to cap off the offseason and make the Super Bowl even more exciting from kickoff to final whistle. If you're a new customer, you can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever just to hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms, and they work with you to get every deduction. You can upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. Huge time saver, and it gives you real peace of mind to know that an expert is handling something so important for you. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150 all in if a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year. Just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com to book your appointment today. AB, you already made us short about it, but Giannis is officially on the trade block. What's your
Isn't
reaction?
it funny though, Ben? After Bilal plucks him, dunk for the win and won, he says, "Oh, I'm done with Milwaukee," and now we're about to play them, and he's like, "All right, now I'm really done." I know he's out with an injury, but I love chaos, guys. I love the Trae Young move. I love when moves happen in the NBA, and Giannis to DC. You just have to think about it. I mean, how can you not? He is a top 5 player in this world. He is a bona fide superstar, and him alongside this young core. What would a trade package look like, Ben? I'm giving you this. I'm giving up, and God bless them. I love every single player on this team. Love the Wiz kids. I'm giving up Bilal. I'm giving up our first-round pick coming up. Giving up future first-round picks, obviously. A lot of second-round picks. We have a lot of those. And it breaks my heart, Ben, but Justin Champagnie too. I'm willing to break the bank for Giannis. Ben, Giannis in DC would actually do numbers. Look at that starting 5. Let's say you keep Trae Young and Trae Johnson starting Keyshawn, which you should.
Can I clarify?
Go
Are you
ahead.
talking about our future first, like the one that could be the number 1 overall pick?
Ben, let's be real. Are we gonna get the number 1 overall pick? You know our luck,
Dude. They're gonna have tied for the highest odds to get it.
Okay, but look, I'm sorry. Last year broke my spirit, Ben. It truly did.
You're
but
just over it.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Ben, but Giannis is amazing. I mean, I'm glazing right now. He is truly a spectacular player. So Trae Young at the 1, Trae Johnson at the 2, Keyshawn at the 3, Giannis at the 4, Alex Sarr at the 5. Bring on the was it Brian O'Leary trophy? I just butchered
Larry
it.
O'Brien.
Larry O'Brien. I'm so sorry. I just butchered it. I'm very happy right now talking about it. I know it's not going to happen. I'm probably saying I'm speaking blasphemy right now, but that would be a good starting 5, right, Ben?
It'd be very good. Yes, I think they'd win plenty of basketball games.
Wait, it's Larry O'Brien. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my god.
I'm dead. I mean, this is crazy though, because like, how many times have you talked about like, I'm knocking on wood, top 3 pick.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm always there just in case for the heartbreak, because I've been there time and time again. We did it with Wemby, did it with Zion, did it with Cooper Flag, and
we got Sarr though.
No, we did. I agree. So it's just like, I'm just thinking about. I know it's not gonna happen, guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It would be funny. We're here just for food for thought. But I mean, come on, guys. Giannis, he's a top 5 player in the world.
So, I'm still a bit naive because like the dummy, I didn't even really like. I kind of last minute threw this into the rundown here. So I'm gonna look at his contract details to see what you even be getting yourself into here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did not look at that.
If you pick up Giannis, because like he's 31 years old. Okay, he's a 12-year veteran in the league. Let's see what the deal is. Okay, if you pick him up, You'd have him for next year at $58 million, and then he has a player option the next season for $62 million, and then he becomes
That's a
an
lot of
unrestricted
money.
free agent the year after that if he picks up by. You can imagine he'd opt out, so he probably needs a new contract. I don't know if Giannis necessarily would fit in their like competitive window timeline unless like you want that to be exactly 2 years from now. Maybe that is the case. Next year like should be a stepping stone year. I think like getting to the play-in or like at least aiming to be in that realm fighting for the playoffs. But if you went and traded for Giannis, like that's a win now move, and the Wizards are not a win now team, obviously, so it'd be interesting. How much better would the Wizards be with Giannis? Because I know he's missed a decent amount of time this year, but the Bucks weren't doing great with him this year, so I'll just point that out there. But like this is a top 3 player in the world, so it is enticing. I think he's a New York Knick, if I had to be honest. Like,
Man, don't say that, man. Please don't say that.
The Knicks, Heat, and Raptors are his top 3 destinations. So shocker, he doesn't want to go out west. Coward. I'm just kidding. He's not. But like I get it. It just I feel like it just would make sense though that New York goes all in to get him. I think New York has the assets they need to get it done because it's like you'd have to give up blue chip prospects to go and get a player like this.
Yeah, it's a good point. I also want to point out, Ben, and maybe ask you this. If you knew that pick that coming up for 2026, the top pick protection pick lands at 5, God forbid, I don't want it to happen, but you know that you're missing out on Caleb Wilson, AJ DeBonza, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer. Now would you consider it?
If it's guaranteed to be 5?
Yeah.
So I'd give up 5, and then would I also be giving up?
You're giving up Bilal, JC, and a lot of draft picks.
Okay, so I guess like there's a 2029 first rounder. I don't know if you'd also have to throw in the 30th overall pick this year if they even want it. You could throw. I mean, the Wizards could throw that in any trade if they really wanted to. I don't know how hell bent they are on using that to draft somebody. They might be using that as some ammo maybe to do something. Who knows? But
maybe.
I mean, I'm not like I would love to have Giannis on this. I think Wizards fans that don't want Giannis because like they think he's not good enough anymore.
Wizards fans, if you really think Giannis isn't good enough, are you crazy? People think he's washed?
I don't think people think he's washed. They just don't think that he would actually like impact them winning that much. But I disagree with that. I think he would make them win a whole lot more. He's the top 3 player in the world. That's
Ben,
just the bottom line.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but if this team got Giannis and that starting 5 that I just said, they're making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, bare minimum.
You think so?
That's how confident I am. That's at year 3 of Sarr George, year 2 of Trey Johnson, Trey Young at point guard. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. I know it's a big hypothetical. I'm being delusional here, but you just have to think about it.
What do the fans think? If you're watching this, comment down below your thoughts on a Giannis trade, what you think it would look like, and if you wanted to have AB, what was the consensus for people on your short that you posted? Did you go through the replies yet?
Yeah, I kind of did, and I've seen it. I'll read some comments right here. So Hurley Woolen says, "Why would we get him?" ? You would have to change up your whole way of playing. He doesn't fit our timeline. It kind of brings up kind of goes with your point that you just said. Myron says, "No, he needs the ball in his hands and he can't shoot." Guys, come on, he can slash. Base Maryland says, "No, I would take Jeremy Shohan though." Kind of random, I can't lie. AXL John says, "Nah, but maybe Michael Porter Jr., Nickeil Alexander-Walker, former Hokie, shout out, Andrew Wiggins, and Kevon Looney to match Trey's timeline with the 3 of them already having championship experience." Okay. Baltimore Get Up says, "I wouldn't because of our timeline, but if we can get Zion from Middleton and OKC's first round pick, I'd do that." That's a movement that I could potentially see happening. That's definitely way more possible than
The Zion
Giannis.
one?
Yeah.
That's a whole. That was considered a long shot.
DBX, sorry, last
report,
one says, he said, "Man, you got to stop talking about bringing everyone in here." You got 8 likes. Okay, all right, I'll shut up.
AB, they're always coming for you, man. They don't like that.
The thing is, like, there's only so much we can do, guys. There's only so much love that I can share with my Wiz kids and JC and Alex Sarr. I gotta bring up some crazy takes and talk about Giannis being a Wizard potentially. I mean, Ben, how crazy would that be, genuinely? If the Wizards, imagine how they treated Trey Young in the press box when he came here, that press conference. Imagine the numbers with Giannis, the Greek freak in DC. Oh man.
That'd be nuts. It's funny though that like so many people get like angry at you for like having these like little fun conversations.
It's okay.
About this stuff. Like, I remember one time in the off season, you like you literally were joking about bringing LeBron to DC, and so many people got so mad.
Oh, speaking of LeBron to DC, we got Friday coming up.
That's good. That's actually gonna be fun. LeBron and Luka in DC. We'll be there for that. I hope LeBron plays. Like, is he gonna play?
Please, I hope he does. It's my first time.
This would be the only time I ever see him in person, most likely, unless he plays next year, I guess. But if he's not playing, I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed too. I know Capital One Arena is gonna have a lot of fans.
As long as there's no Bronny MVP. Is Bronny on the NBA roster right now?
I don't know. I haven't seen him play recently, so we just have to see.
The last time I saw Bronny, he caught the ball in the corner and didn't shoot it, and J.J. Redick screamed at him. He's like, Bronny, shoot the ball. What are you doing?
Rui's back. There we go.
I mean, Rui's looked actually really good recently. I saw them win over Dallas on the road recently, fourth quarter comeback, and Rui had like 3 huge threes at the end of the game. So, yeah, we traded that guy for Kendrick Nunn, by the way. You want to be mad about a trade from the
Talk
previous
about
front
a
office?
good trade right there, huh?
Jesus Christ, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today's episode of Locked On Wizards. Tomorrow we'll be live on site at Capital One Arena. Wizards Bucks. It's John Wall night. What's going to happen? Are they going to retire his jersey? I don't know. There's going to be a bobblehead. We'll see. It's going to be
Does
fun.
he hit the Dougie, though, Ben?
He's got to. He's got to.
I think just for the culture, he has to.
We'll see. It should be a fun one. If you're going to be out there tomorrow, let us know. Come say what's up to us. We always love to say what's up to all of you that watch the channel every single day. Be sure to subscribe and follow Locked On Wizards to get all of the latest episodes. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On Wizards ad-free, plus members-only Discord access and more. Head to LockedOnWizards.supercast.com to join the club. For those of you in the video, we send you the first ever 24/7 National NBA YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen NBA Game Night on Locked On NBA. For Abdullah Ayubi, I'm Ben Strober, DC Family. Talk to you tomorrow.